Hello. Welcome into the PHNX Rising podcast. Mr. Owen Evans, it's a Thursday.
Yeah. Well done, Max. You've got days of the week down.
I do. Man, they all blur together. It's been a week. I'm tired. I'm coughing. Things are happening.
He has been coughing.
For disclosure, I literally had a dried piece of rice, and I really wish it was a better excuse for that. But I swear, I was like,
who would win in a fight,
Stop.
Max or one dried grain of rice?
Needless to say,
it's got you down pretty bad there, Max. It's got you down.
It might have
pretty
been
bad.
2 grains, right? They might have been getting
Whoa,
up
2.
Whoa.
Not 2 now. Not 2.
Yeah. So if I just unplug my mic, or I just go over here, don't worry about me. But I just
You wouldn't want to see 2 dried grains of rice in a dark alley, would you?
I don't know if you'd see it there. Okay. All right. We're already there. We are already off the rails. I love it. Appreciate everyone joining us. Saylee, what's going on? Hello. Nice to see you. She was also, by the way, I'm pretty sure we had was it the counter you had, and I know we're going to talk about this later in the show, about the US U23s. And she's like, yeah, have them on the pod. And she added me. And I'm like, why me? And he's like, you're a director of partnerships. I'm like, what does that have to do anything? That's not my. That's
saying
not me.
get working, Max. Get working. Come on, get working.
You're the one who has the soccer pool. I don't have the soccer pool.
That's true, but get working, Max. Get working.
I know my role.
Get to work. Come on.
Oh boy. Anyway, we have a fun show for you guys. Actually, sorry. One more thing. She also sent me the cutest DM on Instagram about James Madison. Spurs legend James Madison. Reese is really gonna like this one. On Instagram, and his little baby he was asking the baby come on Spurs, come on you Spurs, all this stuff. And he asked the baby, what do you like better, Spurs or rice cakes? And the baby said rice cakes. What do you like better, Spurs or rice cakes?
Not Spurs.
Do you like rice cakes?
Yeah, it's that or Spurs. I'm not going for Spurs.
That's fair. Anyway,
a lot of things I pick up.
Anyway, I commented back to her, rice cakes. Well, better than Declan Rice, because they both have rice in the name. Anyway, that's a really deep cut that literally only one person who is watching understands.
Let's get on topic here before we lose everybody in the first 3 minutes.
That is so true. Reese, I'm not saying hi to you. You're right there. Yeah. Anyway, we have a good show for you guys today. Get a little matchup to discuss. A little.
There is a game this weekend, like there is most weekends when you're in the season. Yeah.
Rumor has it that I was recently in California, not Orange County.
You were? Did you do some research?
No,
I hear that you were in San Diego. Did you manage to?
I was already asked about this.
Did you get to Torero Stadium? Is that club actually dying? Do you have an update for us?
Can I say this? I was passing by on the freeway. I saw a little bit of extra smog. And I don't think it was just the air. I think it was...
Well, they've elected a new pope.
Wait, what?
Smoke?
No.
Come on. We're getting weird on this pod already. Let's go. Right.
Oh, boy. Anyway, yeah, Orange County. Listen, I said this to you off air, that this Rising team is much different from when they played Orange County early in the season. But
just a little bit.
To Orange County's credit, which no one saw coming, they are also a pretty new team. How do you play this one? Because Rising, I'm going to say it, they kind of stunk it up for a 1-0 win.
Yeah, something about Orange County and sacking the manager and suddenly being good.
It's almost like it's a strategy.
They did that
They like that.
They did that in 2021. They sacked the coach halfway through the year. What happens? They win the league.
I hear that's pretty good.
Which
it's pretty impressive.
When you sack the coach halfway through the season, it's not normally how things turn out.
No, they got the new manager's bump that just extended throughout the entire season.
Right, and then we saw that this year, right? Of course, Chaplow was let go. That was relatively early. Rising played them relatively soon after that. Still kind of getting on that bit where there's a little bit of dysfunction. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there. And they come away with a 1-0 win. Wasn't their best performance. They come away with the win. Ultimately, that's all you can ask for. But since then, they've gone on a run. They won 9 in a row, I believe. 9 in a row. But that's started to fall off now.
It's pretty good.
Drawing 2 losses. So, a little bit shaky. You know what? Should we speak about the form?
Well, yes.
Should we ask someone else to speak about the form?
I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah, we did earlier. Today, I managed to catch up with Rising assistant coach Danny Stone, who's filling in for Juan Guerra, who was on a Zoom call with his US Soccer Pro license.
Humble brag.
But Danny Stone filling in for him today at media availability, and I asked him a little about OC and the form they're on.
I think these last couple of games for them, they've still performed quite well, I think, in those games, and we don't expect that this is a team that is dropping off in form at all. We're certainly not expecting that. This is, it doesn't happen by accident that teams find a consistent run of form over several months. That's not an accident. And so a couple of games where results don't quite go their way, certainly not something where we'll be looking at that and become complacent. Certainly not something where we'll expect to drop in their performance when they come. We've had a very tough game against them away from home earlier in the season, and we probably feel like maybe we didn't perform as well as we could have done that day, even though we came away with 3 points. And so they, I'm sure, will be very keen to come here and make amends for that. Clearly, where the league table stands at the moment, it's an important game for both teams, and so I don't expect any drop off from them in performance. And they've had an excellent run of form over these last few months, and all credit to them. Like I say, that happens through work and not by accident. Certainly not with consistent results like they've had. And a couple of games where results don't go your way certainly doesn't mean that they suddenly slip as a team. So they'll be a very tough opponent this weekend, and we'll be approaching it as such.
Yeah, I think it's the funny thing about form is you're happy that you're finding it at the right time in the season, which Rising certainly has over the past month plus, and the past couple games aside, so has Orange County. And it really kind of begs the question, are some of those matches outliers, or is that really just how these teams have been shaped? I think you probably ask most people, you're kind of thinking this is really how these two teams are, that these two teams aren't a fluke at this point in the season. What you see is what you get, and that's pretty transparent. I will say, on Orange County's form, you do have the digressing form in those last 5 matches of win, draw, loss. It's not great, but it's still a formidable team, and they're going to be coming to Phoenix Rising Stadium wanting to get a piece of that action.
They are, right? I mean, they know that they need to get a result in this game, right? If they're going to finish in the top 4, they really need to start things moving quickly, especially because, again, right, I know that we've got the one question there about the precedence on home away playoff in terms of league ranking, right? So it's always going to go to the higher ranked team in terms of their position in the league.
Yes.
Top 4 will host. What we get to after points, by the way, the tiebreakers, the first tiebreak is head to head.
And that's important. Why? In this scenario,
it is important in this case because Rising beat Orange County away from home.
Yes.
The challenge now, of course, is to not lose in this one, so you retain that tiebreaker over them. I did see there was one comment a little bit further up where it was saying about how when you break we've got to win this Saturday, otherwise we're going to be on the road on the first playoff game.
Sure.
I actually would slightly disagree with that one, just for on one thing. I think there's a case where if the team draws, there's still a chance. It's getting harder. Yes, you really do probably need to win. But yeah, and just to describe the playoffs now, how many rounds are there? Conference quarterfinals, conference semifinals, conference final, and then the league final. Every game home, no. The highest ranked team in each individual matchup, it will be a fixed bracket. So first plays 8th, and then they would play, the winner of that game plays the winner of the game between the 4th and 5th. But in every game, the higher ranked team that's remaining in that tie will host the game.
Yes.
Okay, that's how it works. So, again, finishing top 4, important. Finishing 3rd if you can, even more important. Also, though, making sure that you are racking up as many points as you can, regardless of whether it impacts your final position in the West or not, also can be important, because if it comes down to it, and you're playing away, you're playing in the final against the team from the East, that could be pretty critical. So,
whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
There's not a playoffs table per se separate to this one. It's the conference table. It's fixed into a fixed bracket at the end of the season. Okay, so you know what the pathway will be. But whoever finished higher in your conference table is the team that will host.
We have Stalacky Reese with the comment, if playoffs start today, Rising would host OC, and if they win, they'd play winner of SAC and Monterey Bay. If SAC wins, they'd host First Rising in the second round, but if Monterey win, Rising would host. There's a lot of words, there's a lot of hyphenations in there, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. If you're putting on your face, makes sense.
Yeah,
cool.
No, it makes sense. Of course, if the season ends today, kind of stuff is weird always to me, because a lot of these teams have played different numbers of games.
Yeah. It's really great. You have the Western Conference standings pulled up. It's just kind of interesting to see. Rising's the only one with not any red in their last 5 matches.
Very true in the West, yeah.
Dare I say the
Only
longest...
two in the East that are in a similar position, Pittsburgh and Charleston.
Phoenix Rising with the longest unbeaten streak in the Western Conference. That's not hyperbole. That's a fact. Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mid-August since the last loss. Mid-August.
It's kind of crazy. But... talking about this OC team, who do you kind of look for as, really some players to watch, some of the difference makers of this team?
All right, I gave you a clue. Mm-hmm. So his first name is the name of a city. Have you got one there, Max? Have you got it? Do you know what I'm going to say?
Are you sure it's not a town?
It's a city, I think you'll find.
Yeah.
Come on, what's his name? Come on. What's the city? Come on, Max, you can do it.
No, my brain's hurting.
Come on, Max.
The rice is getting to me.
The rice is getting to him, apparently. Iloski.
I'm going to be honest. Okay, no. Sorry. Here's the thing. I knew that was the obvious answer. I thought Milan was a country for like half a second. And that's on me.
And here we have
That's
geography with
That's
Max.
On me. Oh, boy. I've literally been there. I've literally been to Milan in Italy. It's not a country. It's been a day.
You thought it was a country for a minute.
For a half second. How we doing?
The American on the pod here.
Right. Oh, gosh.
But yeah, Milan Iloski, he is doing pretty well in Orange County. He's done pretty well there throughout his time there. He's set to join, actually, making a move. He's moving over to Denmark, to a team that are actually doing pretty well over there, to be fair, at the minute. They're in Europe. They're competing a lot. Okay, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But he will be making that trip over there January 1st, 2024, when the transfer window opens back up, allowing international transfers to take place. Yes. So that tells you a little bit about the quality that we've seen from him. We know what he did last year. I mean, again, this is a guy who just scores goals.
For fun.
Right? Yeah, I mean, he scored 22 goals on a team that missed the playoffs last year.
It's pretty good.
Okay? He's at a much slower rate this year, okay? He's only at 12. But that's still
no
a
slouch.
lot.
Double figures in this league is no slouch. It's a pretty good rate. It's
pretty decent,
it's pretty
right?
solid.
Again, for a guy who doesn't always have the most alongside him. Now, of course, he's got Brian as well there to join him. Brian Iloski, who creates a reasonable number of chances. A few other guys who are also all right. You know what's intrigued me, though, in recent weeks is we've seen, of course, Orange County's new little goalkeeper they've got making appearances lately.
The way you said that.
24-year-old Eric Lopez. What do we think about Eric Lopez, Max?
Sorry, I don't know why it's funny. You looked at Wikipedia and literally it says Eric Lopez, parentheses, soccer. It just got me.
Why does that send you off laughing,
I wouldn't
Max?
say it sent me off.
What do we think about him?
I mean, listen, if you're going to concede 5 goals in the last 2 matches, count them 2
which is what he's
matches.
done. 5 goals. How many saves has he made over that spell, Max?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Give me a number. Give me a guess.
I'm gonna guess 1.
He's gonna guess 1. Producer Leah, do you have a better guess? No, she doesn't have a better guess. Well, there is no better guess because it is 1. He has made 1 save and conceded 5 goals over these past 2 games. So, yeah, congratulations, Eric Lopez.
Yeah.
Good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Good goalkeeper. At least that's what Opta told me yesterday, so I hope it's accurate.
I'll confess, shout out to Stylic Reese. He threw me a nice 1 symbol off
Did
camera.
he indeed? Did he indeed?
I'll confess, I can't lie. I cannot tell a lie.
But yeah, I mean, look, it's not been the best of starts for him really with this club, is it? Let's be perfectly honest.
It's not the type of situation you want to walk into if you're him, being like, hey, this is pretty much, I guess, for both teams, all intents and purposes, a must win if you are looking to keep your seeding. Even more so for Orange County, especially knowing that they're behind right now in the head-to-head with Phoenix Rising. And yeah, looking at the goal rate, looking at who Phoenix Rising is lining up, across from them, and the prolificness of the goal scorers that they have aplenty, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for him. And South End, they're nice people, but yeah, they'll rattle him.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Of course, not many appearances. He played for LA Galaxy 2 for a while, to be fair.
Sure.
But not looking great, to be honest, with Orange County. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
He's 24?
He is 24.
24. Yeah, it's a tough situation. Talking about big boy football.
Yeah.
Not the other kind of football. That seems like something the Cardinals would say, but PHX Cardinals would say. But no, PHX Rising. That football. Big boy football.
Real football.
Beautiful game. Yeah. Is it too early to ask you for a score prediction?
Yeah, it is, because we've got some other things that I want to talk about.
Why
actually.
I ask.
Before we move on, I think it's a good point to look a little bit more big picture as well at this. We've kind of spoken about the implication on things like the playoff hopes. Let's actually have a listen now. Dariusz Formella, of course, he's been in good form.
Okay.
Let's have a listen to what he's saying about the playoff hopes in terms of finishing top 4, how they feel in the squad.
Very confident. We are very confident. 2 games at home, 1 away. We are in very good shape. And as I said, we have very good players, very competitive players. And yes, we're looking forward. Last 3 games, big pressure now. Every game, every pass, every shot means something. So it's a good time of the year for the fans and also for the players.
Dariusz Formella.
He's on good form.
I hear he was pretty good at the 90th minute equalizer.
Yeah, he's pretty good at scoring goals these last 3 games as well. 2 goals in 3 games. Actually, I managed to ask him a little bit about that, and I was saying to him, look, you're getting those goals now. Do you think you've made a good case for yourself to be starting? And he kind of had the little laugh that I hope so. But he understands, look, there's a lot of very good players on this team. It's tough. You can do whatever you want on the field, on training, but it's hard. It's hard to break into a starting 11 at this club because of the talent ahead of you. You look at the kind of people you'd have to displace in there. Panos, Danny, Manuel Arteaga. Are those guys that you're realistically going to displace? No matter how well you're playing, it's tough.
It's really
tough.
Now,
personally, I'd put a little bit of consideration into starting him ahead of Manuel Arteaga.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit. But a bit.
I think you're calling for a change or creating controversy.
Controversy, am I?
That's what I'm hearing.
What are you thinking?
I mean...
He's on form. Look, you need a striker that's on form. You have to play guys that are on form.
Which is just, you're not wrong. It's just baffling to think about a month ago. Not even a month ago, really. There's no way we'd have this conversation.
No.
Not at
2
all.
weeks ago, we wouldn't have this conversation.
I mean, his performances speak for himself, especially the timing of it, especially how he has come across late in matches. Man, I don't know. To me, it's this. I like your players typically step up a little bit better at home. I get it. He's more on form slightly than Arteaga. I guess if you're looking at a goal sake, totally get that. I still think you roll with Arteaga, and I don't hate the idea of, dare I say, what are they're not calling them substitutes. What are they? What are these coaches calling them nowadays? Impact players or something?
Just call him an impact sub. It's
no. But there's what is anyone in the chat? Greg Berhalter. What does he call the substitutes? He doesn't call them substitutes.
I don't know. He's too busy finding Ray Jordans.
No, but he calls
pass.
He calls them something. Anyway,
that's what Twitter has me believe, at least. Shout out the guy with the Gordon Ramsay avatar in the chat. Should have asked him about point guards.
This is let's see. This is looking glass emoji. Who let him cook? Raised eyebrow like the Rock emoji. Who is point guard now for Phoenix? Check out the PHNX Suns podcast. I think they got you, but point guard. Good team. The point guard of this offense here for Phoenix Rising, Penos Narcos, I don't think you're displacing him either in a way. It's just tough. I think you just roll with the guys who you've been rolling with.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like the impact sub? Again, or whatever we're calling it these days. I think it's a good role. I think it's important. It's not even a diminishing thing. It's like, again, we have talked about this on this team, especially in the attacking end. What a luxury that we even get to have this conversation. Not just who do we have to settle for? It's who's gonna what cream is gonna rise to the top?
It's interesting, right? But we've also got to talk about this one, right? These next few games, there's a lot of pressure in these games.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of pressure in these games. So did manage to actually chat, and I brought it up to Danny Stone today. What kind of an impact does that have? Is that a positive when when you're going into, playoffs, you're going into knockout matches coming up very soon. And let's actually have a listen to Danny Stone on that pressure.
Yeah, I do. I think as a coaching staff, we're really looking forward to it. And like I said, I can feel the players are excited about these next couple of games. And sometimes it's sometimes part of the job that we have to do as a staff is to allow the players to think bigger and to visualize and dream big, but then bring them back into focus for a single game at a time. And I honestly think it's a great thing that we play an opponent that's in very good form as well. They've had an excellent run over these last 3 or 4 months, and we know this is going to be a tough game. And so for us, my opinion is that does help us. I think it's an exciting place to be right now, and I think it's we're very pleased that this game means a lot. We're very pleased that there's a lot on the line potentially with this game in the context of the table, because it does add a bit more energy, it does add a bit more spice to the game, and I feel that with the players right now, and they're looking forward to it. Saturday really sort of can't come quick enough for us. Sometimes these weeks of training leading into an important game, they feel longer because you're so looking forward to the Saturday. So I think when we get to Saturday night, players will be ready, and I expect it to be a high-level game, and I expect it to be a very competitive game and an exciting one as well.
Oh man, yeah, it's going to be a big game. That's all you can really say about about this type of matchup, right? Are we good? Do we have any more material, or may I ask the people for the score prediction?
Let's go with the score prediction. I'm going to go 2-0 to Phoenix Rising.
Do you have a
Confidence.
score?
I'm going to
score?
go Danny Trejo. And, who did I say earlier? Was it Panos?
Yeah.
I think it was Panos.
Yeah, I think you did off air.
Panos Amanakis.
I'm going to go 1-0. I think it's going to be a gritty game. And for all your talk where you clearly want to just bench Arteaga and just relegate him to the bench. No, I'm kidding. You're not. But no, I think he's going to score 1-0. Yeah, there's... Listen, if you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, it's the context here. There's a lot going on in the chat. Who let him cook? A newcomer to the show. I really appreciate everything. This is fantastic. And, well, all I can say, I will just quote verbatim what they said earlier in the chat. Wait, he's got a score prediction. He's got a score prediction.
He's going 3-2. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my. Okay. Wait. Whoa. I'm just floored at this point. We got Saley in the chat. 2-0 panel scores and assists. I love it. Okay. 2-1 for Reese. 2-1 Panos Arteaga. That's fantastic. Who let him cook in the chat? I'll quote him verbatim. Producer, if you can scroll up just a tidbit, because I want to make sure I get this right. I'm high ASF. You guys can translate what that means. MB, I believe that's my bad, as the kids say. Twitch Saley says, can you stay and keep cooking? To which he thought this was a Phoenix Suns podcast. It happens to the best of us. There is Phoenix in the name. Till I get that PHNX, throws people off. But Saley, they're doing my job. They're teeing us up. Oh, geez, ad read coming soon. You freaking know it. Literally, we were banging the table as this came through. We are so dang happy. Shout out OGs. Shout out OGs, especially you who let him cook. I think you're going to like them. I know you're going to like them. Our friends at OGs Brands. If you think you're high ASF right now, yeah, just you wait, my friend. Just you freaking wait. Our friends at OGs Brands. They're going to get you so high. You might think you're on a Phoenix Cardinals podcast next. I don't know. I don't know, man. But
it's impressive because, PHNX Cardinals or Phoenix Cardinals? Because they haven't been the Phoenix Cardinals for
PHNX
quite some time, Max.
PHNX Cardinals. Oh, dear gosh. We're going back to the...
We're going back in time.
What, to
This
the
is
freaking
how...
80s, 90s? Oh, dear gosh. Wow. Yeah. Shout out our friends at OGs. They make the best scratch-made gummies in the game. They are Arizona's own. Absolutely fantastic. The fruits, the creams, all in their mixed bags. You get a little bit of the orange creamsicle, the peaches and cream. These are like literal real flavors. They're fantastic. The fruits, you get the tropical, all the different kinds of great stuff there. You can find them at your local dispensary at ogsbrands.com. They even have the minis in there as well. All of them are in sativas, in indicas. They have a sleep edition. It's absolutely fantastic. Go check them out. Shout out OG's Brands. We love you guys.
Yeah.
And you must be 21 years old to enjoy responsibly.
I'd like to shout out as well, just on who let him cook here. I got in here, right? If they win 3-2 now, if Rising wins 3-2
oh, dear gosh.
on Saturday, you got to come back in. You got to come back in for the post-game show.
Yeah, you have to.
We got to get you on that. That's it.
Regardless, you have to come back to the post-game show. But we gotta hear it from you. We gotta hear it from you. You
Rumor has it that if Rising win that game 3-2, Max will buy you OGs.
I was actually just about to say that.
I was gonna say it.
If they are 21 years or older, to
if you're 21 years or older.
But yes, I will.
Given that this person is saying how high they are,
we got it. Hey! Let's go. Oh my gosh, what a day. I love it. Come to the game. Come to the game. But yeah, come to the game. Come to the game. It's a good time. I freaking love it. People are making accusations on who they are. You know what? I don't know if they are or not, but it's a heck of a way to try to get some OGs. I just saw it. Let's go. Let's go. Subscribe. We love that.
We love it.
Hey, heck yes. Thank you so much. Oh, clip it. We know. Say later. Yeah. Statlacky Reese. Clip that.
Get us some time codes here, Reese.
Yeah, get some time codes going. Yes, shout out. Wow, that was all one thing. Shout out our friends at OG's Brands. You know what else goes well with OGs? You want to venture a guess?
You lead where this is going.
I can go a number of different ways, but friends at Circle K, because I hear if you are high ASF, you want something to slurp on, or suckle, or munch on, or crunch on, or whatever. We're talking about drinks and snacks here, people. Get your guys' minds out of it. You guys are weird. But yes, shout out Circle K. They have the best snacks in the game, and you guys can get some free snacks thanks to their Inner Circle program. How does one might join that, you ask? Well, super easy.
It's free, isn't it?
Download the Circle K app for free. Download the Inner Circle program through the app for free. All you need is a phone number. That dang easy. And immediately upon signing up, you get 5 fill-ups, 25 cents off a gallon for those first 5 fill-ups on the house. And you also get 5 Polar Pops for free upon signing up. Every 6th hot item, say a pizza, say a roller item, whatever, also free.
Food.
Well, you're doing what I do.
Yes.
That's nice. I sound really good when I do that. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
Oh, no.
Shout out.
I'm creating a monster.
Yeah, you are.
Here.
Shout out Circle K. Be on the lookout for some cool stuff with us coming on. That's all I'll say. A little teaser in there for you. But yeah, Circle K, good times. Join the Inner Circle program. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll move on now from, of course, Circle K with the gas of the type that you put in the car. We'll move on now to the gas of the hot air that comes out of Max's mouth now as we talk about... I don't know, Max, what's up next?
Oh dear gosh, I was not ready for that transition.
That was a transition you weren't expecting.
I didn't like that.
What's coming up next, Max?
You know, we're talking about soccer, right? We're talking about. I hope so. Hey, apparently it's not clear to everyone. I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page. That's a deal. Yes. No, we're talking about soccer. Talking about soccer in Arizona. Let's shift the conversation away from Rising for just a second. Talk about some producer Sean,
who's not producing now.
No, but he's not. But he's
no free ads.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, I'm not gonna even say that. Remove it. Banish him from the chat. What?
We're getting all these randos showing up. I love it.
Any good at soccer for
Yeah, they are on the brink of clinching a playoff spot right now. The boys win on Saturday or in any of their remaining games. They're in the playoffs. They're right in the mix to finish in the top 4 and be the highest seeded team in their matchup in the first round. So yes.
There you go. PHX, Rising, very good at soccer. PHNX, employees like your boy, Golden Boot winners. But yes, all very good. Yes.
This is what I was talking about with the hot air. All right.
It's facts. Yes. We're talking about the best competition in this sport. And, you know, we love the USL Championship, everything like that. But, well, it doesn't hold a candle to the U.S. Open Cup.
U.S. Open Cup.
The U.S. Open Cup.
This is where it starts.
Put some respect on it.
But not really. It's already started, right? So the final for this year's edition happened on Wednesday. Earlier this month, we had the first qualifying round kicked off. But there were 3 teams in Arizona who've entered the local qualifying rounds this year. They did not play in the first qualifying round. They had a bye. They will play in the second qualifying round. Let's have a quick look now at the fixtures for the second qualifying round of the US Open Cup, featuring Arizonan teams. So, Coronado Athletic Club, they're from San Luis, I believe.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Or Sierra Vista down south. I'm getting confused now with my Southern Arizona. You know Southern Arizona better than I do.
I mean, I'm born and raised in Tucson. Yeah. I have been to Sierra Vista a good handful of times.
Sierra Vista, very good, very good. Yeah.
Nice area.
So they're down there. They're playing UDA Soccer, New Mexico State, who obviously made it to the second round of the Cup last year. They played New Mexico United in USL Championship, so they managed to come up against a professional club in that game. SC Union Maricopa playing Sporting Arizona FC. That's the other fixture on Sunday coming up. They are playing that game in Glendale Community College. Go check it out if you want to. 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Sporting Arizona, team with a lot of history in this competition, especially actually as you look against Phoenix Rising, they knocked them out. 2018, they knocked them out.
Yeah, they did.
They knocked them out of the US Open Cup that season with a win. Ryan Flood played in that game. Went to kicks from the mark. Ryan Flood playing for Sporting Arizona in that game. They ended up getting across to... they played Sacramento in the next round and could have beaten them. They didn't. They were that close to playing an MLS team. But that's the beauty of the Cup, right? You're starting now with these local qualifiers. Anyone who's a US soccer member, they can enter this competition. And you know what? If they win enough games, they're playing a professional team.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the Cup. We love it. We love it. We love it.
I think, right, like, it's cool because if we're being realistic, are any of those clubs really going to challenge for the US Open Cup? Probably not. But that's the beauty of what we do is like, and this sport and this layout is like, theoretically, they can.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
They can.
It don't matter. You can literally see the craziest matchups. And, right, even if you don't want to let yourself get carried away and maybe you don't see those matchups, you do get to see the earlier stages of such a really cool competition where, like, you're seeing, what did you say? You said something to me before we started, something about, like, players become professionals and dreams become reality or something like spiel like that.
It was a lot more eloquent when I did it earlier. The problem is the longer I spend sitting next to Max, the more it devolves.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, look, the thing about this, and the thing that's so beautiful about this competition is that you end up with these local qualifiers now, and you've got guys who, you've got people who dream of, they have those professional aspirations. They want to go on, they believe they're going to make it into the pro leagues. You've got people who have passed that point and they know that that's never going to be a real option for them. They love the game, but they're never going to make it up to that kind of a level, right? And Max, you Sunday League team's not entered. And this is one of the few opportunities. Really, this tournament is unique in American sport, right?
It is.
It's one of the only times you can see those kind of players, those kind of stories coming up in meaningful competition against professionals, and they can share the pitch with them as equals on the pitch and sometimes get the better of them on the pitch. We've seen it happen. Sporting Arizona, perfect example, right? They managed to overcome Phoenix Rising a few years back in that cup match. That's the kind of memory that you'll never forget if you're a player on that team who realistically knows they're never going to go professional. It's special. It's special.
No, for sure. I mean, I think, like, right, Saley says, people don't talk about this grassroots sports. It's what? Dear gosh. No.
Orange County is OCS. No, we got a good relationship with SC in Maricopa. We're not going down that route.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, going back to say this comment, people don't talk about this grassroots sports. Yeah, definitely not enough. I mean, I think, right, we have seen things at the grassroots sports level across all sports and even in soccer and other competitions, but, like, it's really cool how you're not able to play other professional clubs at the amateur level, you know, in a lot of other circumstances, right? Like, maybe it's a scrimmage or maybe it's some sort of thing, but, like, towards meaningful competition where literally for a trophy, for a cup, you can literally play one of those four teams mentioned. You could be playing some of the big dogs of USL or MLS in a meaningful competition. It's fantastic.
These are teams from UPSL, Southwest Premier League. Okay, it's stuff like that. These are low-level teams, right? Community teams. And they are fighting to try and get their way into some serious matches and be actually the first Arizonan team to make it through the local qualifiers since Sporting Arizona did that.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out to 48.
It's not happened since then. That's the last time an Arizona team qualified through the local qualifiers.
What was it again?
2018. So they would have qualified in 2017.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not the only, matches going on with some meat, some substance to them, some oomph. I just went Italian, some oomph. You no?
What are we talking about now?
We're talking about a couple U23s.
U23s. Let's get the U23 internationals. These were announced yesterday. Friendlies coming up at 38th Street and Washington.
I hear that's where Phoenix Rising plays.
It is where Phoenix Rising plays. They're going to be hosting these games. There's going to be a nice little triangular tournament here. The under-23s national representative teams of the US, Mexico, and Japan playing each other in a nice little series of friendlies. Good preparation team here in terms of the Olympic Games for the US. They'll be competing in Paris in the Olympics next summer, and this is what they're doing to get some of those players who will be eligible for that competition ready. So they're going to be playing Mexico on Wednesday, the 11th of October.
Just to be a super tame game. No,
yeah,
no
Mexico aren't going to the Olympics, okay? They didn't qualify by the CONCACAF tournament. Japan playing Mexico then on the Saturday, the 14th of October, afternoon game. And then there's another evening game coming up after that. Tuesday, 17th of October, US facing Japan. So this is going to be an interesting one, actually. It'll be a nice little mix. Nice, interesting. Good to see that kind of stuff rolling into town. Good fun. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, right, you got a packed-in rivalry already there. Japan, even at their youth level, they've been a team who, even if you look at a lot of international tournaments, notably the World Cup, they brought in youth. This is where it starts. Like, whether a U.S. fan, a Mexico fan, a Japan fan, like, these are really cool. And the fact that, again, they're in Rising's backyard. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess right backyard, home place, whatever. But, like, it's right there. It's awesome.
And if you are a Rising season ticket holder, check out tomorrow. They'll be on a pre-sale for you guys and then go on general sale on Saturday via Phoenix Rising's ticketing platforms.
Yeah.
So go check them out. It'll be interesting. Good time.
Check it out. Who do you have with the best results out of those three?
Japan.
You didn't even ask.
Yeah, I'm going to go Japan.
You do know the U.S. is in there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. It's not the U.S.
Okay, well, take Japan out of the equation. U.S. or Mexico?
Mexico.
Okay, but take Japan and Mexico out of the equation.
I'm just doing this to wind you
Yes,
up,
I know
Max.
you are.
I don't know, right? It's under 23 friendlies. They're not even going to have the first choice, probably under 23s, that they'll actually take to the Olympics, right? You got to bear that in mind. Because it is during a senior international window, which is also going to impact things then because you're going to want some of those younger guys with you in the first team. I mean, the US are playing Germany and Ghana, I believe.
Yes.
In that window. Friendlies again, but still you're going to want some of those younger guys with the senior team. We'll see. I mean, a lot of it comes down to the squads, I think, but it's still interesting. It's interesting. I saw someone once describe them as thrilling encounters, which I'd say is a bit too far, but it could be interesting.
Yeah.
You don't typically get games like that necessarily in these small little grounds like you have at Rising, which is quite intimate, quite nice. Good opportunity to see some players who've got some good promise and could well be going on to play for the US national team, the full senior team, and on Mexico's side and the Japanese side as well, all in a relatively intimate venue.
I do like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, man, you want to talk about intimate venues. Friends of Valley Tap Room, they have quite the intimate venue there. Nice little spot off the 202 and Gilbert. Nice little outdoor patio space. Been there for trivia. You already know. I carry the team. Is what I do. Seeing her and hearing rumblings. Perhaps there's something else coming in the works new for Valley Tap Room. We shall see. You gotta follow them on Instagram at Valley Tap Room. Check out the latest and greatest. But yeah, man, they got the beers, the wine slushies.
I'd hope they have the beers, Max. They do actually. They got 30 odd taps there.
It's a lot of beer.
A lot of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out our friends at Valley Tap Room. It's a good freaking time. And it is a lot of beer. But you know what beer I like to go to?
You're a big Four Peaks guy, aren't you?
Oh, boy. Is that even a question?
Where's your beer, Max?
Where's your beer, Owen?
Where's your beer?
Buddy, I'm trying to still tackle this rice. Maybe beer actually probably would help.
Maybe the beer would help him with the rice.
It's right here.
There's the beer.
Hey!
There's the beer.
There's the beer.
There's the beer. Is Max, are you buying those ones?
I
hear Max is buying beers.
Hold on, let me just...
He can't reach.
I tried.
He's trying.
No,
You can buy the beers.
I got
as long as you're 21
I
or
only have
whatever.
proportional arms. I'm not like, my wingspan is not longer than my height. I don't think so. I've never measured. But anyway, Four Peaks. It's a good time. Good time. They got the best beers, the Kilts, the Wows, the Hazies. They got... Oh, goodness. They have their tee shot, which I know is like, we really were talking a big game, especially about summer. I know it's getting into fall. I still like that. It's crisp. Their green tea lager. You love their pumpkin porter.
That was good. That was good.
You do like their pumpkin porter. You don't have to be a basic, as the kids say, to get a pumpkin porter. It's a good time. It's fall. It's festive. Got a little spice in there. It's a good time. Check it out. Four Peaks, must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. Check them out on Instagram at Four Peaks Pub and at Four Peaks Brew to keep up with the latest and greatest that they got going on.
And I do enjoy actually as well when you actually go out to
their A Street Pub is bomb.
They've got a lot of different beers as well that you don't really see anywhere else. A lot of interesting stuff. They do some very interesting variations on things.
I will say, if you
They
want
actually
to,
do a barrel-aged kilt lifter. Have you ever tried that one? We got to do that at some point.
I believe,
The 12% barrel-aged kilt
if
lifter.
I'm not
Let's
mistaken,
do it.
I believe Craig has tried that.
Has he?
Barrel-aged kilt lifter.
Leah is shrugging. Leah is
she
on
gave
a
it a shrug,
podcast
but
with Craig.
I believe I'm gonna have to ask him. I'm 90% sure
I
he's tried
know that he's had the double pumpkin porter.
Double pumpkin porter I liked. They also did
Yeah,
that
the
in
double pumpkin
bottles.
porter.
I had that in bottles last year.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Someone at PHNX is definitely. I thought it was Craig. Someone at PHNX is definitely.
I mean, PD's favorite beer is Kilt Lifter, so there might be a chance it's him.
I might have. Yeah, I might have gone next time. But yes, it's fantastic. Also, if you want to take someone on a nice dinner, they always got great dinners brewing up at the A Street Pub, especially like the fancy dinners, all that stuff, the multiple courses, all that stuff. Yes, I didn't even know that was intended, but that's just how dang good it is brewing. Ha, nice beer. Mr. Owen Evans, is it time?
What was that? What are you...
What do you mean? It's what I do. Around the USL, shall we? Take us around the merry-go-round.
Time for around the USL, apparently. Let's have a look what we got here.
You tell me.
I don't know. You made me miserable now, Max. I decided you're too happy. I've got to counter it somehow.
Why?
Let's have a look at the games on Saturday. India against Detroit. It's a game. Pittsburgh are playing Tulsa. It's a game. Miami are playing Hartford. It's a pointless game. Tampa Bay are playing Loudoun. Loudoun are bad. Colorado Springs are playing RGV. That's actually important. RGV, if they drop points here, it helps Rising in terms of making sure that they can qualify for the playoffs, which they were on the brink of doing anyway. But that's helpful, of course. RGV, one of those teams chasing. But at the same time, you don't want that to happen. You want Colorado Springs to lose. Because why? Colorado Springs are right there in the battle with Phoenix Rising for a top 4 playoff place. So you want to see if RGV can get one over on a Colorado Springs team that are coming in a little bit tired. They played in midweek. They did play against Detroit City. It was, quite frankly, a little bit of a joke, the playing stiffs at times. It was described by Danny Stone today as difficult conditions, from what he'd seen.
That is putting it
by difficult conditions, we mean there was standing water on the pitch.
Water can't stand.
At one point, Detroit had a goal disallowed, right? And the whole thing came from the fact that a Colorado Springs player was running and then runs with the ball into the puddle, and the ball just stops because it's in water. It's not going to roll.
Gravity.
And they just stand around there like kicking water for about like 2-3 seconds, and then Detroit come away with the ball.
You're no meteorologist, but
Yeah. All right. But there we go. We'll see how that goes. Memphis 901 playing Birmingham Legion, Eastern Conference simulation. New Mexico United playing Lou City. You know what they say about New Mexico United? Not a good team. And they're playing a very good team.
I knew it was negative.
Not a good team.
Yeah.
El Paso Locomotive playing Charleston Battery. El Paso, edge of the playoffs. Really important one for that, like 7, 8, 9 kind of spot in the league. Oakland Roots playing San Antonio. Can San Antonio keep going after putting up 4 last weekend? We'll see. We'll see. San Diego, Monterey Bay. What do we think about Loyal, Max?
I don't think they're loyal to getting wins. No,
That wasn't where I was going with that one.
I
Are they finished at the end of the season? You were in San Diego. Can you confirm?
can confirm.
Oh, they're finished at the end of the season. Okay.
They're done.
Bye.
You know,
Forever loyal.
let me put it this way.
Forever loyal.
Let me put it this way.
Forever
you know
loyal.
me. You know me. I like a good.
Forever loyal.
I got a good ad. I like a good ad. Didn't see a single San Diego Loyal ad.
Well,
Not
yeah,
one.
because they're almost dead, Max. What do you think? They're going to get the advertising budget out and be like, come out to one of our 2 games we got left. Like,
Buddy, that's
come
my
on.
point. That's
They're
my
about to
point.
die.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Why
what I'm saying.
bother?
You literally
Why
just
bother?
Asked
Why
me.
bother?
You asked me if they're dead, and I.
And
That's what I
then,
tell
of
you.
course, Phoenix Rising FC playing Orange County.
Marquee matchup.
Ooh, big game. One Sunday game, 4 o'clock kickoff, Heart Health Park, Sacramento Republic, hosting Las Vegas Lights. How do you feel about Las Vegas Lights, Max?
Not good.
Not good.
No.
Any expansion on that?
You know, you ever try to turn on the light? It just doesn't work. Like the power's out, or the light bulb's crooked, or it's just like the switch is kind of broken. It's kind of like, Las Vegas.
That sounds like
Lights.
the interview with Andrew Carlton last year that happened on that 2 balls and a mic, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Not
I
great.
hear he's on his way to Tampa now. As we speak.
That's
But,
what they say. Yep.
yeah. So there you go. That's around the USL
So they're around the
Championship.
USL. Normally that's usually the last bit of content we have. I want to hear a rumor.
Yeah, we saw something funny
You have a meme. You have a meme for the people.
on Twitter, like literally just before we came on, and I just tossed it at Leah and said, "Please put this on a background." So let's have a look. It's a tweet here. This one from Tom Boga, a athletic reporter, I believe,
Notable
covering
MLS guy.
big MLS guy, right? Sitting at a hotel bar, enjoying a beverage alone. Two dudes talking, obviously experts on everything. Get to soccer in the United States. Quote, the problem with soccer is there's no stoppages for commercials. Now, Max feels this. Max relates to this. Ad man by here, he relates. He's like, if I could just sell some ads.
I like good ads. Hold on. There's a way to meet in the middle here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anyone in any sport or anything say the issue with X sport is that there's no stoppages for commercial unless
I'm sure a lot of TV executives say that.
That's what I was going to say. Unless you are a brand or a TV executive. I think to me, what actually the beautiful part is you can have your cake and eat it too. Allow me to explain. If you don't like commercials, which I would guess is probably most people, you're probably a normal person. That's cool. Then yeah, you get pure unadulterated sport for 45 minutes, a break, and then 45 minutes. If you're a weirdo like me, who
he said it, not me. He said it, not me.
I like both. I like the pure unadulterated. I'm not getting commercial breaks thrown at me, but I also am a weirdo who likes commercials. So when I do get commercials, it's all condensed into a nice 15-minute break. That's how I know when I can enjoy them. And then you move on.
Are you the guy who refuses to like, when do you take your break then in the game?
What do you mean?
Are you just on watching it the whole time, glued?
I mean, no, like
You never move?
I'll putter around.
Because like you've got to stay there and watch the ads, Max. You just said yourself, right?
Yeah, but I'll like
everyone else just gets up. That's when they go and grab another beer.
No, I'll putter around. I'll grab a beer. If it's if I'm watching a morning game, I'll make some coffee, all that stuff. Yeah.
Max doesn't skip ads on YouTube video.
It's a funny comment. I will say this: I don't like bad ads, and YouTube ads are probably not great ads. I'll put that out there. The pre-roll ads.
And before we get demonetized, let's go!
Oh, I didn't even think about that part. I love ads. We'll cut that out. Oh man. Actually, is that how demonetization works?
I don't know.
I actually think we're fine to say
we're
that.
probably fine.
Does Max like the new iPhone 15 ad?
How do you feel about
dude?
iPhones?
There's like 20.
How do you feel about iPhones, Max?
I'll put it this way. My girlfriend has an Android. I have to see green every day of my life. You know how hard that is. Pour some out for your boy. On that note, appreciate everyone joining us on the
Can't wait.
PH.
No, we gotta check this out just in case.
No, let's get out of here.
We gotta keep this one going.
I just got a text from her a couple minutes ago, and I'm trying to wrap up before something happens. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning into the PHNX Rising podcast. Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter, the X marks your spot. Last letter of my first name, X, M-A-X.
Yeah, Max, I just need to speak to you though, mind you. Max, you know how your name is Max, it's not Min, right? Can you explain how last week in the Fantasy Premier League you got the minimum points in the entire league? You also lost directly to me in that game.
First off, you've been the quite literal basement of our league since it started. Second of all,
no, Reese is in the basement. I'm better than him. I drew
you are
my
literally
first
the
week.
stat lackey. How are you this bad?
We can't hear him, but he's saying he doesn't know.
He's now screaming in the chat. I have not changed my lineup once. I can,
You're that coach. I don't care. I'm just keep doing it. It'll work eventually.
I mean, you got to trust your guys. Anyway, you can follow us on Twitter at PHNX__Raz because W_.
Double the ads that Max is not going to skip when he's watching videos on YouTube.
There are usually 2 ads. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. 2 ads. Max,
I will
don't skip them.
I will skip them though.
Oh, he does.
Don't demonetize us. If that's how it works. You can follow us on Twitter at follow me on Twitter. Wow, at Max David Simpson. You can follow this guy on Twitter at OJEvans18. You can follow Stylacky Reese on Twitter at Reese11_.
And of course, you can follow along with Max's disappointment on Saturday as Spurs probably lose.
We literally drew.
I don't know. I'm just reading what Devin's saying.
We were the better team that match. You interrupted me. You can follow producer Leah at Leah Merrill on Twitter as well. And yeah, the chat, you're all wild. I love you guys. I love the new person in there. It's a good time. You better be back on Saturday, buddy.
More high people in the chat, please. It's funny. We love it when it's post-game shows. It's always good stuff.
Programming. It's a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when you show up in the wrong chat thinking it's the Suns pod. Goodbye.